All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 408 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. We're going to talk about some Georgia Southern football today. I want to really get into a little bit deeper about what we're doing here as far as us, talking about Georgia Southern football. Everything that's under that umbrella, what's going on, how do we feel as a fan base, and how do I feel not only with the team but the fan base as well. And I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on what my total feeling about what's going on. I also want to ask the question, should we be this hyped for this 2022 campaign of Georgia Southern football? I want to go through all of that for this episode, and hopefully you guys sit back and enjoy. Give me some feedback if you like. And always, thank you for you guys for the support. If this is your first time here, welcome to the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. And today we're going to talk more Georgia Southern football. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. Also, I can be found on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. So if you don't want to listen to the visual side or watch the visual side, I am also on the audio side, so you can subscribe to any of those avenues. So I also think it's a good time to do that as well, because I try to upload at 9 a.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, but sometimes like one side may take longer to upload than the other. So therefore, what I would do is I would basically just, tell you guys to subscribe to either side, because one may be up and the other one may not. So enough of that rambling. Let's go ahead and get into it. Georgia Southern football is going through many changes. I mean, 2022, 2021 per se was a really big deal for Georgia Southern football. We got a new coach in the middle of the year. Coach Helton was able to evaluate what he had, and once the offseason started, the offseason started running. And he started getting things together. He started putting things in place, getting guys in order to be successful in the position that he wanted them in. Got some guys over here to transfer, recruited very, very, very well. Went throughout the entire state to find talent, every county of the state to find talent. And overall, to be honest, I give Coach Helton an A+ for what he's done so far this season, this off season. I haven't seen much to to criticize about. I mean, if anything, you're basically recruiting too many players at one position. But when has that really been a bad thing per se? I mean, let's be honest. I can't remember not one time it has, but that's another story for another day. I feel like Coach Helton is doing the right thing so far. I mean, the practices have been looking good. The scrimmages is coming up. The recruiting, like I said, that's nice. He's saying the right things. He's doing the right things. He's bringing the right staff here. But I also have the question, like, do we need to be really, really excited about this? Should we be this hyped up about it? Should we be more optimistic and a little more skeptical? What should we do as a fan base? It's really tough, because I saw something on Twitter a while back, like we're one of the most desperate teams in the Sun Belt. And I didn't really want to answer that, but it's absolutely right. I mean, you got to think about it. We haven't had a Sun Belt title since 2014. Yeah, we won a few bowl games or whatever, but the Sun Belt title that's the real bragging rights of the conference. And that's something that we should be in the running for almost every year. I mean, we sit around and beat Appalachian State, which is a really good accomplishment for us every year, because that's our rival. I can say we beat them every year, but when we do beat them, it's an accomplishment because that's our rival. But at the end of the day, we want to be holding up that we want to be holding up that Sun Belt title. Louisiana has been doing a pretty good job of winning the title. Appalachian State's been doing pretty good. Coastal Carolina. It's like those three teams are actually ahead of us right now when it comes to that. We should be, it really should be 1 and 2. It should be App in Georgia Southern, to be honest. If you look at the entire history and the pedigree of those two programs, to be honest, Coastal Carolina's done a very good job of building that program for what it was. Louisiana is in a good spot to make a really good football program where they are in the state of Louisiana, but Georgia Southern and Appalachian State, that's where it should be at. These other schools like Georgia State and all of them, yeah, they done okay. Georgia State. Have you seen that clip of their coach? Boy, that was funny. Nevertheless, um, Georgia State, they've made strides to be a better team, but to be quite honest, even that school knows it. They should not be on our level. The fact that they are doing what they're doing is actually quite impressive. Even though that, I don't care for the team too much, but it's impressive for them to come out of nothing and actually compete against us. But I'm gonna circle back. But for us, all the times that we've been going through since we've been to the FBS, I think we have garnered some success, but we've been through the ringer right now because of the fact that we just have not been able to do anything for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's very disheartening for the most part. Yes, we did win the RL Carrier Bowl, New Orleans Bowl, but like I said, we want Sun Belt titles, and we have not been in a running for one in a while now. So now with this new team coming in, this new team as far as the staff and coach and the players that we got now, I mean, we just had a wide receiver that was supposed to go to Florida State and Georgia State just commit to us. I don't know how long this stuff is going to last, if these guys keep recruiting and be committing to us, but I'm loving it. I mean, we just lost another recruit that committed us and decommitted and went to Vanderbilt, but on the back end, we end up getting someone else, and we should be getting someone else down the road. Like, there's supposed to be, there's rumblings of another recruit coming in really soon. And it's a big one, but I'm not going to get into that one. I just trust me. I know I've heard that there's rumblings of somebody coming in that's going to be a pretty big commitment. But nevertheless, we just got one this past weekend. No, not this past weekend, but yesterday, of a pretty good recruit that just came in, and we're rolling okay. But should we temper our expectations? Because it's so much positive the stuff to talk about. I mean, I just been talking about rambling a bunch of positive stuff right now, but should we be this hype? Should we pull back a little bit to be a little bit cautious? Because because my thing is, I don't want to necessarily set myself up for failure, but it is just too good to be, too laid back about this. Now, I know that, just because all the things are going on the way they are, that doesn't mean that success is going to come. We could easily, and I know it's going to be hard for y'all to hear me say this, we could be easily a 4-win team. Easily. Wins in football is not guaranteed. Execution in football is basically on the team itself. We have to execute. We have to play Georgia Southern football. And, we already know the definition of Georgia Southern football is very blue collar, but right now, it looks like we're going to still hit the blue. We're still going to be blue collar, but we're going to be a little bit more flashy than we thought we'll be. And we're going to be throwing the ball down the field. But nevertheless, I'm looking at the situation here like, why should we be so hyped? I mean, this is an exciting time. We're going to a different offense. We're going to a different coach. We got new personnel. And it is very easy to be, excuse me, and it's very easy to be hyped. It's very easy to be, really excited. But I want to tell you guys now, and I think if you've been listening to this, podcast for the last few hundred episodes or whatever, you guys already know that this podcast is a hype-driven channel. It's a hype-driven, show. That I'm not going to make any mistakes about that. I'm going to be hype about my teams, win, lose, or draw. I'm going to be happy for them or whatever. I want these guys to succeed. I want these guys to be pushed to the max. I want these guys to win football games. But I have to but at the same time, I'm going to be realistic when I see something that I don't like. I'm going to be realistic when I see some BS. I'm going to be realistic when I know that something isn't right with my team. I mean, I just got finished, with the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, you look at them, their offensive line woes. Jalen Mayfield is down. I mean, that's not a good thing. We need an offensive line. Honestly, in some cases, we need an elite quarterback with all this talent that we have around Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder. Can they step up to be elite style quarterbacks? That's going to be very hard. That's going to be very, very hard. It's just something that you have to think about. When you look at Georgia Southern, our linebackers is okay, but that's our weak spot on defense. Our tight ends is our weak spot on even when at one point I thought the offensive line was, but I had to be corrected by the guys in the Discord, which, hey, you guys need to go to the Discord. I have the link down in the description. You guys need to go to the Discord and actually join. I'll be posting that on Twitter all day long for you guys to go join the Discord because the football season's coming up. The conversation is wild over there. And not to throw shade at any other places or whatever the case may be, but I really feel like the conversation is at the First and Frame Rates Discord, especially with Georgia Southern football, hands down. But nevertheless, we'll talk about that another time. I don't lost my train of thought what I was gonna say, but what I was saying about this team, I feel that it is so easy to be hype. It's so easy because we want the best. We expect the best. People will sit around and talk about our school or whatever, but we demand excellence. If you've been around for a long time, you will understand that Georgia Southern is built off excellence. Say what you want about our offense, say what you want about this, that, and the third, but with this new change coming to Georgia Southern, we are built off excellence. And we expect nothing less when it comes to Coach Helton. Should we be this hype? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not going to be. I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm for all of this. I'm for every bit of this. You know? But at the end of the day, feel how you want to feel about the team. I do have some reserves. I do have some cautiousness that, I put my neck out there and said we're going to go 8-4. I did say that. I'm going to stand by that. But at the same time, this could be easily be 4-8. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But I don't see it happening, but it could easily be. Anything could happen. But I'm looking at what we have here and the players that we got going. It's going to be probably a little bit of a struggle. I still think we got a really good chance at the Nebraska game. I think we're going to be able to do some things against them. Also believe that, UAB is probably going to be our toughest game. I don't know why I still feel that way, but yeah. I plan on going to the UAB and the Georgia State game, but I'll talk about that at a later time. Also, I could probably make it. Yeah. I'll talk about that at a later time because there's some games I want to go to that look like I'll be able to hit a few games and just go from there. But I feel like this team can live up to the hype, but I'm not sure if, a part of me just feels like I don't want to be let down. You know what I mean? Just a part of me feels like I just don't want to be let down. And I think that's what it is at the end of the day. I just don't want to be let down. But I think we're going to be okay at the end of the day. I think this team is going to be surprising a lot of people. I think there's some people out there that don't know what's about to hit them. And that's fine because a lot of teams don't even pay attention to their own team, let alone us. This is why I like doing what I do here, because here I'll give you some insight on how I feel about the team and what's going on. I try not to reveal too much things that I know or don't know. I try not to go there because I want to leave some level of some level of surprise to you guys. But I do know that we're going to be getting some more players here, and they're coming really soon. The one that we just had recruit that committed yesterday was just phenomenal. And it's more of that where that come from. And we're going to continue to expand this program in every facet. Shout out to Coach Jared Benko and everybody else who is pushing to make this program great. And also shout out to everybody who's in the media for Georgia Southern who's doing a phenomenal job. And I highly recommend you follow those guys too. GATA Talk, Inside, Eagle Nation, all those other places as well. The local news down there in Savannah, they do a great job. So I don't have anything else to say, man. I think, should we be this hype? I think we should. I just don't want, anything crazy to happen and but that's just the price of being a fan. You get hype, you get let down, you be hyped up again. It is what it is. But I'm going to get up out of here. If you like this content, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the podcast channels if you haven't already. I'm on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Also on YouTube and Rumble. If you guys don't mind, if you want to donate and give you guys an avenue to support, all the links are down in the description. I really appreciate you guys. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. And we'll continue to keep this rocking and rolling. Hopefully you guys have a great Tuesday. Thank you guys for everything. You guys take it easy and you guys be blessed. Peace.